This is the 2025 MATE ROV World Championships here in Alpena, Michigan at the Great Lakes Maritime Heritage Center. This is my third year participating in this amazing competition that brings students from across the world together to compete in a series of challenges with custom underwater remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs. Each year is fascinating, just seeing what type of ROV technologies teams develop and watching them learn, interact, and explore with each other. But this year is truly special because I get the chance to spend time with one team in particular, the hometown team, to get a behind-the-scenes look at their experience throughout the competition and a very unique project they have in the works that could have an unbelievable positive impact on the planet. Behind me is Thunder Bay, a portion of the coast off Lake Huron here in northern Michigan. Bodies of water like this across the US are stunning sights to see, but many have a problem that's not so visible.
So last year, before we went to Kingsport, Tennessee for the MATE World Championship, our partners, NOAA, came out and asked us, and they said, hey, we're tracking water acidification out here on the Great Lakes. And I was like, what the heck's that? Most people didn't know what it was. I had no idea this was happening in my backyard.
Happening right here in your own backyard.
I love Michigan with my whole heart. Like this place is my home. And for me to find out that I'm slowly losing my home to something that can be prevented by taking action, and I could help slow something down that's so important to me.
Oceans across the world, as well as fresh bodies of water like lakes, absorb around 30% of CO2 released into the atmosphere. As CO2 levels rise from emissions, so does this sequestered carbon, which can also increase due to settled emissions that run off into the water. This increase in carbon dioxide results in a series of chemical reactions that causes water to become more acidic and important carbonate ions to become less abundant. Organisms such as snails and other mollusks that form calcium carbonate structures have difficulty building their shells in these conditions, as well as sea urchins and shallow water coral. Fish can be impacted as well, as this change in water chemistry can affect their ability to detect predators, leading to dramatic changes in the food web. Luckily, teams like Underwater Research Robotics, or UR2, are on a mission to prevent this disaster from spreading. What does WARP stand for?
WARP stands for Water Acidification Research Project. The goal is to make it like a huge community of teams from all around the world taking samples on this website that Lydia had made. It's a mapping website.
And this map is accessible to anybody and everybody. So we're not only helping spread awareness within our community, but also everywhere else. And then we found a team from America Samoa. They started talking about how they're losing their culture.
Coral reefs, too.
As they're losing their coral reefs, they're losing their culture as their mollusks start the shells start to erode more because of water acidification. I had no idea this is happening to them. This is affecting their everyday life, their home. And so this is when me and Taylor took action. We started finding out all about all this, and we launched our research project called WARP.
Programs like the Water Acidification Research Project, or WARP, are a perfect example of citizen science, an opportunity for everyday people who aren't necessarily rooted in scientific expertise to participate in critical research that can have a profound impact on the planet. Citizen science projects can range from identifying organisms on an app like iNaturalist to measuring ocean samples to see how melting glaciers are affecting phytoplankton populations. Citizen scientists can be adults, or they can be youth, like all the students here at the MATE ROV World Championships. What would you grade yourself on your presentation?
I feel like we did pretty good. We all knew our parts.
I thought the judges were impressed with what we did.
There was little nerves in there, we stumbled. But we worked through it, and it was so cohesive. So I think we hit everything.
Now, obviously, a lot of planning and preparation goes into these presentations. How did you guys structure your roles and break out your roles in order to be prepared to be able to present today?
Yeah, so everybody on the team has a different job, and we kind of went to each person. So Taylor's electronics, so she's an electrical engineer on the team. So she talked about the electronics, Lydia's CEO talked about the overall everything. So kind of sorted by our job titles.
What improvements did you make, and how do you feel the team worked overall?
I think this year it was a lot more structured. We weren't all over the place. We didn't have to scramble and make up deadlines and this and that. We actually got things done early.
But solving a problem like water acidification would be impossible without the right tools. The UR2 team has not only come up with an amazing citizen science idea that others can be involved in, they've also developed a pretty innovative ROV that could perform this work in the field as well. Not this one. Could you talk about some of the improvements that came into this design?
Last year during Worlds in Tennessee, we had to wait outside before we got in the pool. Well, it was high 90s out there. And
yeah, it was hot out there.
Ended up overheating because our thrusters that we had were too powerful. So this year we decided to make our robot a lot lighter with design, and we have smaller thrusters so that the robot won't overheat and we can keep going at the same speed.
Got this new program, Cockpit. It was actually designed for ROVs, and it made the process of making the control system much easier for us, and it just pilots better overall. It's more controllable.
What goes into, one, practicing, learning the controls, but then also developing the controls so that it's also efficient for you to be able to pilot easily?
On the new program, you can set the controls to whatever you want. Last year, we had the ground control and it was just set to a certain thing. So this year, it's kind of like what should be is right, and it just feels a lot better driving it.
What went into the thought process behind an aluminum frame?
It's mostly weight saving. That allows us to use smaller motors to move around and not lose that much speed.
It was a long process. It took me 4 months to weld the whole frame. So it's really fun to see it like in the pool and actually working now.
This thing is so sturdy. Like, I've never had such a stable ROV in our history ever.
This claw is actually really unique as well. There were some different decisions that are made into having this feature on here. Can you talk about that?
Seems like every year there's a mission where you have to pull a pin out, and it's very tedious and difficult to do. And with this, there's so much surface area with what you're grabbing. There's a lot of room for error, and it's so much easier to use.
This team shows just how much creativity, innovation, and hard work goes into designing a product that can do more than just complete a series of challenges in a pool. It can inspire global change that can improve our environment and the health of ecosystems, and bring some brilliant students from a small town like Alpena together to show others that solving some of our planet's greatest challenges is absolutely worth the effort.
The 225 was a team record. So.
Team record. Let's go. We setting records out here.
Completely start from the ground up on a new robot and customize it to what you need to change. That was my favorite part with this robot.
Everyone's so connected, even with language barriers. We figure out how to connect and work together, and if you're missing parts, you can ask any team, and anybody who has a spare, they'll share.
Gotta end with our rally cry. Oh yeah, and party tonight, so everybody got their party shoes on.
A-L-P-E, B-B-B-N-A, A-L-P-E-N-A, go!
Woo! Alpena for the win. Let's go. Let's go.